Order. Mr. Albro.
Present.
Ms. Calderon. Here. Mr. DeCosta.
Here.
Ms. Dunn.
Here.
Ms. Gomez.
Here.
Ms. Coffinger.
Here.
Mr. Luna.
Here.
Ms. Ryan. Here. Please rise for the pledge. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
In accordance with the provisions of the New Jersey Open Public Meetings Law, the New Milford Board of Education has caused notice of this meeting to be published by having the date, time, and place thereof posted in the Borough Hall and the New Milford Public Library. Notice has been sent to the record in the Twenty Borough News. The board announces that under its longstanding policy, it will not discuss in public any comments made by members of the public concerning individual staff members. At this time, please be advised that all cell phones and electronic devices to be turned off. Meetings of the board are open to the public and all members of the community should feel free to participate. Before coming to the board, the chain of command should be followed. There are two portions of the meeting reserved for comments from the public. The first at the beginning of the meeting for agenda items only, and the second at the end of the meeting for all other items. Issues raised by the public may or may not be responded to by the board, but all comments will be considered. The board requests that all members of the public be mindful of the rights of other individuals when speaking. Due to confidentiality and legal rights afforded by the state of New Jersey, members of the public are asked to not speak negatively or in a derogatory manner about any employee of the board or any student. There's three-year terms, and so I'll start with Mr. DeCosta.
Should I stand?
Could you come up here?
I, John DeCosta, do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
I, John DeCosta, do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same and to the governments established in the United States and this state,
and that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same and to the governments established in the United States and this state,
under the authority of the people, so help me God.
under the authority of the people, so help me God.
I, John DeCosta, do solemnly swear that I possess the qualifications prescribed by law for the office of member of Board of Education,
I, John DeCosta, do solemnly swear that I possess the qualifications prescribed by law for the office of member of a Board of Education,
and that I will faithfully, impartially, and justly perform all of the duties of that office according to the best of my ability, so help me God.
and that I will faithfully, impartially, and justly perform all the duties of that office according to the best of my abilities, so help me God.
Furthermore, I affirm and declare that I am not disqualified as a voter pursuant to RS 19-4-1, so help me God.
Furthermore, I affirm and declare that I am not disqualified as a voter pursuant to RS 19:4-1, so help me God.
Congratulations.
You don't want to
Stand right here. Yeah, that's good.
No, I might need my coat. Just wait for me. I think I'm gonna use my coat. I'm ready.
I, Heather Gomez, do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
I, Heather Gomez, do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same and to the governments established in the United States and this state under the authority of the people, so help me God.
and that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same and to the governments established in the United States and this state under the authority of the people, so help me God.
I, Heather Gomez, do solemnly swear that I possess the qualifications prescribed by law for the office of member of Board of Education,
I, Heather Gomez, do solemnly swear that I possess the qualifications prescribed by law for the office of member of the Board of Education,
and that I will faithfully, impartially, and justly perform all duties of that office according to the best of my ability, so help me God.
and that I will faithfully, impartially, and justly perform all the duties of that office according to the best of my ability, so help me God.
Furthermore, I affirm and declare that I am not disqualified as a voter pursuant to RS 19:4-1, so help me God.
Furthermore, I affirm and declare that I am not disqualified as a voter pursuant to RS 19:4-1, so help me God.
Congratulations. Mr. Lombardi. And I have your agenda in your seat. I, Andrew Lombardi, do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
I, Andrew Milford, do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same and to the governments established in the United States and this state under the authority of the people, so help me God.
and that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same and to the governments established in the United States and this state under the authority of the people, so help me God.
I, Andrew Lombardi, do solemnly swear that I possess the qualifications prescribed by law for the office of member of Board of Education,
I, Andrew Lombardi, do solemnly swear that I possess the qualifications prescribed by law for the office of member of a Board of Education,
and that I will faithfully, impartially, and justly perform all the duties of that office according to the best of my ability, so help me God.
and that I will faithfully, impartially, and justly perform all the duties of that office according to the best of my ability, so help me God.
Furthermore, I affirm and declare that I am not disqualified as a voter pursuant to RS 19:4-1, so help me God.
Furthermore, I affirm and declare that I am not disqualified as a voter pursuant to RS 19:4-1, so help me God.
Congratulations. And then Ms. Coffinger for a 1-2.
I, Stephanie Cochran, to the governments established in the United States and this state under the authority of the people, so help me God.
I, Stephanie Coffinger, do solemnly possess the qualifications prescribed by law for the office of member of Board of Education,
I, Stephanie Coffinger, do solemnly swear that I possess the qualifications of member of a,
my ability, so help me God.
and that I will faithfully, impartially, and justly perform all the duties of that office according to the best of my ability, so help me God.
Furthermore, I affirm and declare that I am not disqualified as a voter pursuant to RS.
Furthermore, I affirm and declare pursuant to RS 19:4-1, so help me God.
Congratulations.
But at least in one spot.
Yeah, I'll stand with you.
Up.
Welcome. Congratulations. I want to stand up front.
Oh, yeah. Stephanie will come. I just thank you.
Figures back there. There we go.
So Heather can move in these pictures.
All right. I stand there.
No backing out now.
We already got the picture.
You're in.
The roll call of the new board. Mr. Alvaro,
Present.
Ms. Calderon,
Here.
Mr. DeCosta,
Here.
Ms. Dunn,
Here.
Ms. Gomez,
Here.
Ms. Coffinger,
Here.
Mr. Lombardi,
Here.
Mr. Luna,
Here.
Ms. Ryan.
Here.
As outlined in New Milford Board of Education Bylaw 0167, each statement made by our participants shall be limited to 2 minutes. May I have a motion? Stephanie, second. Cheryl, all in favor?
Aye.
There's no questions from the public, so can I have a motion to close, please? Page, second by Mr. Albro. Now it will be the election of the board president. Can I have a,
I'd like to make a motion to nominate Heather Gomez for president.
Heather, do you accept?
I do.
For a second.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Albro,
Yes.
Ms. Calderon,
Yes.
Mr. DeCosta,
Yes.
Ms. Dunn,
Yes.
Ms. Gomez,
Yes.
Ms. Coffinger,
Yes.
Mr. Lombardi,
Yes.
Mr. Luna,
Yes.
Ms. Ryan.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Can I still do this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here.
Fritz and I win.
Now you're up.
Oh, now you're up.
So now I seek a motion for the vice president for one term. Can I get a motion? Joe?
I'd like to nominate Anthony Albro for vice president.
Okay. Anyone want a motion?
I'd like to nominate Nicole Dunn.
Okay. So in that case, we would have to take a vote. Anyone else want to? Motion? Okay. How do we go about that? Since I'm new to this.
Do a roll?
Yes.
A roll call.
For Mr. Albro to be the vice president. Mr. Albro,
Yes.
Ms. Calderon,
Yes.
Mr. DeCosta.
Yes.
Okay. Ms. Dunn. Ms. Gomez,
No?
Ms. Coffinger,
Abstain.
Mr. Lombardi,
Yes.
Mr. Luna,
Yes.
Ms. Ryan.
No.
Now the roll call.
No.
Ms. Calderon,
No.
Mr. DeCosta,
Yes.
Ms. Dunn,
Yes.
Mr. Luna,
No.
Ms. Ryan.
Yes. Congratulations.
Ms. Dunn.
Well, it says both.
Delegates and alternates.
Right. So, can we table it till the next meeting? Is everyone?
We have to agree.
Right,
The board has to agree.
okay.
So you can make a motion.
Oh, I seek a motion to table delegate and alternate today. Can I get a motion? Tony,
Motion.
seconded by Nicole. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Opposed? Okay. Now I'm going to seek a motion for BA 22-23.36, .37, .38, .39, .40, .41, .42, .43, and .45. Can I get a motion? Nicole? And Tony? All in favor? Okay. Now okay.
Would you mind if I showed the Alumni thing real quick? Or I could hold it and we could do it another time. It's real quick.
Yeah, you can
Okay.
share that. Just tell them what you're doing.
Yeah. Working on, but I'm also an alumni and it's something that, this is something that I've been trying to get up on, what is this now?
That's awesome.
The entire yearbook. And you can even go as far as Smith. Donna Smith. Page. And so what we're looking to do here is we're looking to use this as a vehicle to gather more information. And what we're... Here we go. Do you mind?
No, I don't care. I mean, I can't change anything, it's there.
And I'm looking forward to getting it out and launching it, and hopefully this will be something that the alumni will find to take. We have to upgrade to like the
Is it just you?
Yeah. Mr. Manupelli's been a big help as well. We had to get all the yearbooks together. Mr. Manupelli's been a big help as well. We had to get all the yearbooks together. Yeah, I'm really excited about it, and I hope when we launch it, any help that we could get promoting it would be of assistance. So that's that. All right. Now, thank you very much. Start by saying, for 2 years, I was could benefit from developing and developing these skills so that when they go out into the world, they know what to do and how to do it. So what we're doing is, let me start with my background. I've done 6 students, and then the most recent one was, I believe, 18 students. I've been the chaperone in Italy, France, and to put that together. I was just the chaperone, which is great. 2018, we also did 7 days in Florida with the wrestling team. And 2015, we went to Boston with 6th graders. So I do have experience both, and I'm not going to read it for you. If you would just want to take a minute and kind of read through what our mission is. Is it too?
Yeah,
you can say it. Okay. We have right now, I think about 27, 28 students in the Social Impact Club. Equality, clean air, fresh water, so on and so forth. And we're diving into these global issues, and those that are part of the Social Impact Club have the option of going on the trip if it's approved. Some don't, okay? So what we are doing is, the students are running this, okay, and their target location, okay? And what they're doing is, in partnership with Team, this is a really cool nonprofit in Jersey, and these clubs at these schools, they partner with him, and they identify fundraising. So, for example, Ridgewood, they identified education in Cambodia, and I have the Ridgewood Cambodia project, where they went to him with the idea of doing Ecuador. And Techo. It's essentially the Habitat for Humanity of South America. They operate in countries. They've assisted 131,000 families and 1.2 million volunteers. Okay, it's a youth-led nonprofit organization, which will be February 4th. It's going to be down in the cafe. They're still working towards something, regardless of what happens here tonight. So, it's $5,000 to build one of these homes. It's emergency housing. Families are going to be living in them for a certain period of time in the hopes that they will then be able to. This man presented to the Social Impact Club a $5,000 check. So we already have one home. 90 sales that have been ongoing. He goes, listen, when you go down to Ecuador, he goes, I want you raising money for, internet or computer. Community needs, they'll identify the needs and priorities of the community. They'll engage with the community. They're going to develop a vision and goal, identify strategies and actions. Rooms available still. If not, there's several other options right in Quito. May 20th, led nonprofit with volunteers. They work on Saturdays and Sundays, so we're going to work on Saturdays. So there's a really awesome Andes Mountains horseback riding tour that we'd like to go on. For the homes, the students are allowed to do separate fundraising to help. It needs to be very clearly separate.
100, that's per. Okay. And then one other comment, maybe more of a suggestion, is for the PPE. I didn't see boots there. That's probably something.
Yeah, that'll be for sure. So we have 16 students have signed off, and they will be putting down a deposit should the trip get approved. Again, this is something that the students have been working a lot towards the fundraising aspect. So whether or not the trip happens, this would be a tremendous capstone experience and something that could be the first of many. Year 2 of the 10-year plan, then year 3, and you could kind of see the progression over time. So
This is in May, and so just, what is the time? Because right now we have this presentation possible, so that gives us a week.
I feel comfortable going to, because I've been there before, and I know that he's got deep roots there. I've done the trip to New Orleans. So looks like it's going to be one stop. most likely in Miami, I believe.
16. And how many chaperones? Okay, and then there was one, so I remember years ago when my daughter was like, I think a junior, senior in high school, a couple of her friends, like how does that cost get covered, et cetera? Is there insurance that's purchased or?
It's funny you say that. I was just talking to Colleen about that, and if I remember correctly, they were having to get money wired from the parents, and because it was over a week that they were stuck there. Yeah.
Holocaust trip.
Yeah. So to answer your question, I would, over the next 5 months as we're leading up to it, I would work with Colleen and leadership to develop one of those contingency plans according to board guidelines and past practices.
Thank you.
Medically, are there any other vaccination requirements that are going down there?
There are, because of the tours that we're going to be going on. So I don't have them in front of me right now, but yes, there
But the
are.
participants are aware that that's pre-arrest?
Yep.
Piggyback on what I guess Tony and Joe have been saying. So I'm from a country that is.
I'm sorry to interrupt. We do have 3 Ecuadorians that are going on.
Right. Well, the reason I'm asking is because, what challenges do you anticipate you could, come across while you're there, right? So there's environmental challenges, potentially safety issues, medical issues. What challenges, have you contemplated those? And if so, what are the contingency plans for those things to happen? Because presumably, two chaperones for 16 kids seems doesn't seem like enough. Just my opinion, so.
Right.
Did you kind of, because me personally, before I can agree to something, I'd like to know that obviously you've done the research, about Ecuador, but, things like, bloodborne diseases that they, get bit by a mosquito. Like, what is your plan for if somebody has to go to a hospital and there's only 2 of you?
Right. Well, when we do have the TETRO representative who's there with us, so there is, in terms of that specific situation, one of the chaperones and the TETRO representative would go to the hospital with the student, and it would be very similar in that instance to the way that we would treat it when we were in New Orleans. And it would be the chaperone would stay with the student, we'd contact the parents, and then we would handle it from then on, and keep the administration.
Yeah, I know there's challenges though with handling it in America with insurance. The way that it is here is different than handling it in a foreign country where there might be a language barrier and they might not take your insurance. So that's why I was asking.
Sure. And those are the things that we can kind of iron out as we're moving forward. Yeah.
So we've approved countless numbers of trips. You mentioned Spain, Italy. There's been other trips outside of the
Right.
U.S. And they've been with tours, like with groups that have had that contingency. Do they provide that to you? Do they give you the guidelines of all of those things? Is that part of the information you just share with us?
Yeah. So the 2 days that we're working, we are with TETRO. And then the 2 tour days, we are with tour companies who will pick us up from the hotel and provide private transportation to and from the tour.
Yeah, I'm saying to what Mrs. Calderon was asking about is if they have information, because they do this all the time.
Right.
What is it that they're doing? Because we've had that for students going outside of the country on the Holocaust trip and others, and the same chaperone count, but also with the other companies, just to have that information from them.
Right,
This
okay.
is a newer one, so I'm not familiar.
Okay, yeah, I could include that in the paperwork that I send over. Sure.
And just for the record regarding chaperones, 1 to 8 is actually a reasonable number. 1 to 10 is usually our max.
And I appreciate all the questions, and I fully understand the magnitude of what I'm asking. So I want it done right, and I want to make sure that all the T's are crossed and all the I's are dotted. So I appreciate the questions, and if there's any recommendations or anything, I'd be happy to bring it on and to do whatever it takes to make sure that the trip goes as smoothly as possible.
Would there be an alternate location if?
It would be tough this late. I could try. I could try to do like a New Orleans thing again. I would have to kind of circle back and see if how doable that would be.
Right.
Yeah.
I got one more. Is there any potential or opening to get more chaperones? Or my thinking is this, and I appreciate what Superintendent Shanley said. But like, let's say in the event that you have a situation where a chaperone needs to attend to one individual, now we have one chaperone for 15. Right? So like, if there were 3 and one had to single-handedly become a one-on-one, then you still have that ratio in effect of 2 for 10. I don't know if there's an opportunity for anybody else to be added as a chaperone, but or if that's it just doesn't work out in the numbers, whatever. But if there was an opportunity for an additional chaperone, I think Ms. Calvin would probably go.
Yeah.
And it's $1,800.
Yeah. Right.
It'll be at the winter formal.
That's part obviously.
And the price, right, is it includes the cost of 2 chaperones.
Of 2
So
chaperones.
the price would change for the students if we added a chaperone, because that has to get absorbed by.
Yeah. That would be one of the issues that we would come up with. But I would not be opposed to a 3rd chaperone. But based on what I've done in the past, I think that 2 would suffice. But being that it is a different country, I wouldn't be opposed to it.
So you may likely have questions later, like want to process this, and you can send the questions to me, and I'll make sure that I respond, get information from Ray that we. And Ray is going to give you this packet.
Yeah, and I'd just like to stress again that don't make a decision because you feel like the student's going to be let down. They're doing and they're going to be accomplishing a lot with this dance and raising the money and everything. So they were going to be here, by the way. They offered, but I didn't know what the swearing in. Could have been like the House of Representatives, 6 votes. It went much smoother than that, so they could have been here. But they did want to be here. So yeah, I just want to thank you all. I wouldn't have approached Danielle with this idea if she and the board have not always been supportive in the past with these kinds of trips. I do know this is a little different, so I welcome the questions and any feedback and changes that might make it better. So thank you.
I just want to say in this time, there are going to be a lot of questions, but so much appreciation because you are, yes, we're going to cover the costs, but you are doing this on your own, and also the other chaperone on her own. So to be able to present these opportunities to the students, we need that. And so it's just really very much appreciated, these kinds of things, because without it, they wouldn't have those opportunities. So thank you very much for coming up with this and bringing
Sure.
this up.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
I'm going to clap for it.
Ray, class of?
2004.
I noticed we didn't use your picture.
Yeah, we didn't.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, open to the public as outlined in the Milford Board of Education bylaw 0167. Each statement made by the participant shall be limited to 2 minutes. Motion by Paige, second by Nicole. All in favor?
Aye.
Does anyone?
Little Paige, 136 Glendale. I probably should know the answer to this, but when does the board reappoint their committees, people that are on all the different committees?
Well, normally we do appoint today, but I would like everyone to maybe email me your 2 top choices so I can get a feel of what people are interested in and want to be a part of before we do that. So maybe the next meeting.
Okay, all right, so all the committees, like it would be, like, well, there's one that's set.
One that's set, negotiations is set.
Oh, right. Oh, so the only one that is set right now is negotiations.
Can you tell me who's on it?
Nope.
Would Paige like to share who's on it?
It's not a secret.
No, it's the same people that were on the negotiations committee in December. So it's myself, Stephanie Coffinger, Heather Gomez, and Cheryl Calderon.
All right, thank you.
Any other questions?
Is that set in stone?
Yes.
Before we elected our
Because it was
president,
begun.
vice president, we determined the committee?
In December, we spoke about negotiations and we said that as a board, we discussed that we would leave it as is because we had started the process and it would be the same groups. And there wasn't any objection.
When does that reappointment happen? Or that,
Because we are going into negotiations and the
no,
process
I'm not
already
asking what,
started.
I'm asking when does it,
No, I'm saying
when would-
because that happened, it just didn't. But if this was not a negotiation year, then you could just reset the, and it would be when all the others are, which is when
The next
they get
meeting.
shared at the next meeting.
Is that your question?
No.
Okay.
When will you have new negotiation members?
Yes.
Good question. So when would you have new negotiation?
Next year.
Next year,
Next year.
At this meeting.
Yes.
Okay,
or the January regular?
understood, thank you.
Yeah. Any other questions? Okay, let's take a motion to close to the public. Stephanie Coffinger, take a second. Tony Albro, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Closed session and adjournment of a public meeting. It is hereby moved that the Board of Education adjourn into executive session in accordance with the provisions of Section 8 of the Open Public Meetings Act, Chapter 231 PL, for the purpose of discussion and consideration of matters pertaining to the following subjects: personnel. The minutes of the executive session will be made available to the public when the need for confidentiality no longer exists.
Will we be taking action?
No, we will not be taking that.
Okay, so since we're not going to take an action, we're going to adjourn. Can I seek a motion for adjourn?
No.
No.
We're just, so since we're not going to, just let them know. So that if they want to wait, they can, but we're not going to.
Okay, so plan will be not coming back in after our closed session. Okay. Zach, I seek a motion for adjournment?
No.
I want to go into close, I'm sorry.
To go into closed.
John,
You can shut down.
Yes, I think you did.
motion by John, seconded by Joe. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay.